My junior season and a lot has changed. I am now an Ohio State Buckeye, but the one thing that's remained the same, I'm still a dog on that football field. Over the offseason, spring, I got so much backlash about transferring out of Florida and coming to one of the best teams in all of college football, but it ain't bothered me none. I get to come in day one, play both sides of the ball, but my role as a receiver has changed, and I'm cool with that. We have so much talent, I can make plays regardless, but the cornerback position, that's where my main focus is. Last season, I had about 8 or 9 interceptions on the season, which led the nation, but I know I'm capable of so much more. This year, I want to double, if not triple that number. The first play of the season, as an Ohio State Buckeye, they're going to hand the ball off up the middle on 2nd and 5, and of course, coming downhill, full speed, absolutely smacking this running back, causing a forced fumble. I couldn't have started my debut over here at Ohio State any better. Now over here on the offensive end, picking up 18 yards on my first reception. And our first offensive drive of the season here, 1st and goal, Ibuka's going to take the handoff on the jet sweep, walk this one in for a touchdown. With guys like Marv and Ibuka on this team, I knew I would have to minimize my role in order for us to have success across the board as a team, but a smaller role doesn't mean my playmaking ability wouldn't shine. I go up and make this catch on 2 defenders. And even though I hadn't been here over the last couple of years, like a lot of these guys, the role I wanted is beyond a spot in the depth chart. It's to be a leader. And my guy Ransom with a crazy pick 6 to increase our lead here in the 2nd quarter. All the talent we have on this roster from top to bottom on both sides of the ball, we don't just aim to win every game, but to dominate, completely obliterate every single team we play. Never let off the gas. Right now, I'm so amped up trying to catch my first pick as an Ohio State Buckeye at home, and I missed out on a golden pick 6 opportunity. My nerves got the best of me. But like always, if I screw up on one side of the ball, I'm gonna come back on the other and secure the opportunity and make the best of it. Easy catch and run. This corner didn't stand a chance. Another touchdown on the board. Technically speaking, as wide receiver 3, I'm having a day. We're balling out. I've scored a touchdown already, and here running this route towards the sideline, taking off towards the end zone untouched yet again for another touchdown. I'm going crazy. As expected, we completely destroy, obliterate Buffalo, but at this point, only one game in, I'm ready to get into the heart of our schedule. Conference play, playing against ranked teams, everything. We need to be put to the test. To go pickless in my debut doesn't sit right with me whatsoever. I vowed to myself and my teammates I would be on a different level this season as a corner. But one thing about it, I can't stress it. Just got to play my role, let the game come to me, be patient. The same way this pick came right at number 3, easiest interception of his life. We're back on defense. But in the meantime, while I'm being patient and trying to create my first pick opportunity, I'm going to take all this weight and muscle I've added on during the offseason this spring and put it to great use. We hold San Diego State to 3 points on that drive, but over here on the offensive side, 2nd and 10, my boy Trey Hen is going to take this handoff. He ain't the fastest guy, but goddamn it, he can tote that rock up the sideline, breaking tackles for nearly 70 yards. And some things just don't change. I'm still a monster down here in the red zone. A perfect corner route, perfectly placed ball. We take a 1-point lead. We got to turn things up a notch on the offensive side. San Diego State's putting the ball on the ground way too much. I don't mind because I'm coming downhill in the wood, but we got to force them to put the ball in the air. It's 1st and 10, and they come out in this weird trips bunch formation just to run the ball right up the middle. I'm going to come down and punish this running back every chance I get. Trust me. And once again, another trips formation, but this time on the right side of the field, 4 split wide, is not bunched, and just to run a read option, they do pick up the 1st down, but they get their quarterback destroyed in the process. Them boys on a mission today. They went down and scored. They're trying to make a statement, but so am I. Running this route down the middle of the field, going up high, pointing this on 2 defenders. Let me find out I'm still wide receiver 1. Here at Ohio State, I have way more help than I ever did, and even though my role is different, I'm gonna play like everything lives and dies with me on the offensive side. A catch and run all the way to the end zone, 74-yard touchdown. We're struggling on both sides of the ball today to be consistent, especially defense though. 3rd and inches, Maiden's gonna take this ball. He's gonna navigate his way through traffic. Great blocks up front, and just like that, they recapture the lead. Oh, but to start the 4th quarter, we're on the goal line, and a jet sweep to me down here this close to the end zone or anywhere for that matter is automatic, easy. Put that on the silver platter, touchdown. Now here late in the 4th quarter with some fantastic field position and getting this corner to open up his hips, and his safety completely lost. Easy catching to the end zone. 2nd and 12, probably my last chance to get a pick here on this drive. Maiden's gonna heave this one up in the coverage, and before this ball could even touch the ground, I get my hands under it perfectly. My first pick as a Buckeye has been secured. One of us has to walk out of here with our first L of the season, and with Cal walking this one into the end zone scoring first, they're trying to do everything they can to make sure it's not them. It's 3rd and inches, and I have more than enough time to make my way across the field to make this catch, but once I do, it's lights, camera, action, move after move, breaking a tackle, getting into the end zone, the craziest touchdown of my career. And the highlight plays continue here on 1st and 10, running this post from the inside, and I gotta admit, an unnecessary one-handed catch, but that's going to look beautiful on film. McCoy's going to take the snap from the gun, rolling out to his right, way too much ground to cover. He does have me in the end zone, but he doesn't have enough arm to get it there, and he throws a terrible pick. It's 3rd and goal on about the 5-yard line. They're in this super strong guy formation. I'm expecting a run, but to my surprise, my guy runs a route towards the back of the end zone. Perfect ball placement and amazing toe tap. I can't even be mad at that. In motion here on 3rd and 1, going from split wide to the slot, a perfectly executed route, good throw, and I completely embarrassed these DBs getting into the end zone. I went crazy, making up for my mistake. And after throwing that dot in the end zone for a touchdown to my man, Plummer's on my hit list, coming downhill full speed, just knowing I'm about to destroy him, and he slides just in time. But my get back is inevitable. Empty gun look, 5 split wide, they run an out route towards the sideline. I'm sitting on that all day. Not only do I get the pick, but taking this one up the sideline, embarrassing Plummer, got that boy diving for Casper in the end zone, my first pick 6 of the season. And that right there, ladies and gentlemen, is a clear-cut example on how you respond to a quarterback that thinks he's better than you or has the one up on you. Now it's time to put this game away. But obviously at home, Cal is just a different breed. A handoff to my side of the field, I didn't secure my outside leverage, and he walks in for an easy touchdown. Plummer just hasn't learned his lesson, dropping back here on 3rd and 4, throwing his ball straight at the sideline. I jumped this route to perfection, off towards the end zone there, and a man on God's green earth who's gonna stop me. We stunned these Cal fans. They thought they were gonna defeat the number 2 team in the nation today. I put up tremendous numbers on both sides of the ball today. I received player of the game honors. Low-key, we live for games like this. FCS Southeast at the crib. I don't even know why they put these guys on the schedule, but this should be interesting to say the least. Lined up in the slot here on 2nd and 7, running a great out route, getting upfield, trying to hurdle this DB from an angle. He hit me like I stole something, and his ball rolls perfectly up the sideline. I have a strange, unexplainable ability to turn things up to an entirely different level after I make a huge mistake. I mean, it's a gift and a curse, but at the end of the day, to the crib for 6. But if I could start every possession, drive, play on both sides of the ball with that level of precision and execution, I'd be a completely different beast. Now here on 3rd and 10, just before the half with 3 timeouts left, I'm going to make this catch across the middle of the field, putting us in perfect field position to pick up an easy field goal. Now here in the 3rd quarter, it's time to turn things up a notch. Now we can execute the blowout that everyone knows we're capable of, making this catch, destroying some DB's ankles, diving my way into the end zone, touchdown. I'm not sure what it is, and I don't like it whatsoever. These teams with these weird trips, stack formations, just for the quarterback or the running back to take off with the ball, and I'm coming down laying a big hit. But I've tried my best to completely bait up this route for the pick and try to take this one in for 6, sure, but instead I make the coach friendly and team friendly play by making sure they don't convert here on 3rd down. And I feel like making the team play like I did there on 3rd down is what's going to equate to more personal success, but also take our team to the next level. At Florida, I was getting completely selfish, especially going into my sophomore season. And it's kind of crazy to think, even though I have this super unselfish play style, which is something I didn't have over the last 2 to 3 years, I'm having more success, or at least a super explosive start to this season, more than I could have expected. Playing some off-man coverage against their number 1 receiver, giving this quarterback a look he could not deny, and that's exactly what I wanted. Not only do I secure the pick, my first of the game, but I take this one back for 100 yards to the crib. We get up out of here in a beautiful fashion. Coming off a week of pure dominance against a lesser opponent, now we really get into it. A top 15 ranked team and conference foe, the Wisconsin Badgers. In a game of this magnitude, my here and there mistakes that I seem to make every single week will not be tolerated. I gotta play damn near perfect on both sides of the ball in every aspect. That means no fumbles, no drop passes, no bad routes, and most importantly, no big plays given up on the defensive side of the ball. Down 4 points towards the end of the 1st quarter, making my way towards the end zone. I don't know what made McCoy throw this ball into traffic, but if it wasn't a perfect ball, this would have easily been a pick. Nonetheless, we score. My main goal this season as a cornerback is to pick up on tendencies early. I've noticed they love these short, quick comeback and curl routes, and I got to be ready to jump one of these at any given time. It's 2nd and 6. We're dropping back in zone coverage, but that leaves their running back uncovered, picking up the easy 1st down. I do punish him after the play, but that's a huge gain. We're down 4 points for the 2nd time in this game. They're trying to make their way up the field again to the end zone before the half. I'm sitting on top of this corner route waiting for him to break, and not only do I get in perfect position, but I drop the pick. I hate situations like this. Here on 2nd and 8, I have to choose between the route coming behind me or the one sitting right in front of me. I could potentially make the jump for the pick, but I could give up the bigger play up the field. You got to make a decision. Now over here on the offensive end, trying to capitalize on some decent field positioning, and of course, anytime a defense leaves a hole, I'm going to exploit it every single time. We hold a 3-point lead, but a big play here on defense will be a huge momentum booster. Getting back, being patient, all the work I put in this entire week studying film and paying attention to this team's tendencies is starting to pay off. I pick up my first pick of the game, another one on the season. Now here in the red zone with a minute left in the 4th quarter, do or die situation, 3rd and 6. And guess what? We choose us. My boy Uno coming away with a pick in the back of the end zone to take us home with a dub. Our first offensive play from scrimmage. Great handoff to Travion, wide open hole. This man decides to attempt a hurdle, and not only that, he fumbles the ball and turns it over. We couldn't have started the game any worse. This formation is weird. 4 receivers, but they're all bunched up in this double formation, but they run a deep route right at me, and I'm all over it, blanking in this route. Easy pick into the end zone, giving our offense the ball right back. At this point, just trying to get some momentum going on the offensive side of the ball, running this weird slant/post route, getting into open space, picking up a quick 32 yards. We've slowly but surely made our way down the field, and Travion's going to take this handoff, and I guess he's decided to make up for his mistake, getting into the end zone, putting us on the board first. It's 3rd and 8, and somehow maintaining my inside leverage, trying to bait this route up so bad I end up giving it up anyway, and I let them pick up the first down. Back over here on offense, trying to capitalize and up the score. A huge space in this defense, and that's one thing I'm great at doing, is exposing everything the defense doesn't take care of. I'm taking this one all the way to the house for 6 big time touchdowns. My guy split out on the wide side of the field, nothing but space and opportunity to make a big play, and the second I see him sit down on this route, I know exactly what time it is. Coming down in stride, perfect execution to the crib for a pick 6. With a lead like this in the 4th quarter, at this point I'm just experimenting with ways to get picks. I got help over the top, so I'm sitting underneath this route, and to no surprise he runs this corner route, and I'm all over it, playing perfectly underneath for the easiest IQ pick of my life. Only 4 catches, but over 160 yards receiving with the touchdown, and on the defensive side, only 1 tackle, but 3 picks and the pick 6 on the day. Mid-season checkup, currently I'm leading the entire nation in receiving yards, damn near double the numbers of the guy who's in 2nd place, and shout out to my boy Travis Hunter down there at 3rd. He's doing big things over there in Colorado. And on the defensive side, nothing short of dominance going on over here as well, leading the nation in picks, and shout out to my boy Travis Hunter right behind me with 5 interceptions on the season, the only 2 two-way players in the entire country. Iowa's sitting at 5-1 on the season so far, and they're still not ranked. The win over the #1 team in the nation could change that for them. But losing to an unranked team at home while we're ranked the #1 team in the nation is not happening whatsoever. A big pickup here on 3rd and 12, picking up the first down. But coming out, putting points on the board first early is always a way to make a big statement. But these conference games always seem to be pretty intense. But these are the games where we're going to be really tested, where we have to step up and really show that we're a national championship team, that we're capable of going all the way. We got to step up. We can't bend, break, or fold. You know, 2nd and 9, they drop back into a zone. No corners on me, but the safety's right over the top. A 50-50 ball. I come down with this one, winning over this play. It's a tie game here early in the 3rd quarter, and once again, just a few other times in the season so far, we found ourselves getting off the slow starts and being very inconsistent on both sides of the ball. Now we're in the red zone on the 3-yard line. When I was at Florida, the halfback screen used to work out to perfection, but here the jet sweep is king. Now midway through the 3rd quarter, Cade McNamara and his offense finds themselves in the red zone, and him and his tight end connect for another touchdown. These boys are rolling. Now here late in the 4th quarter, we need a big time play. I'm usually the one to step up in these moments, but we need our other big time playmakers to do the same. And shout out to my boy Marv right here doing exactly that, picking up a huge 30+ yard play. And that's all it takes. A great catch and run from my boy Marv, setting us up in Iowa territory. A great route from me, and a beautiful pass just on my outside shoulder to pick up the touchdown. We take a 1-score lead. And with 30 seconds left in this game, no timeouts, of course they're going to take a shot. That's no surprise to anyone in this stadium. But if you thought I was going to let the final play, the big miracle play, go down on my side of the field, you're out of your mind. I understand how strength of schedule and a bunch of other variables take in play to really factor into rankings, but sitting at only 4-2 but ranked the #22 team in the nation just doesn't sit right with me. But handing Penn State their 3rd of the season here today will definitely knock them out of the rankings and put a team like Iowa, who deserves to be somewhere within the top 25, right in their position. We got a trips formation on the left side of the field here on 1st and 10, and the second I get upfield, these safeties crashed on me like their life depended on it, and I still go up in Moss, and I'm like the second coming of Randy Moss. And yeah, we're going for it here on 4th down. Empty gun look for McCord, and anytime we're in the red zone, everybody knows exactly who the ball going to. It ain't no surprise. And we hold Penn State to a scoreless 1st quarter. Now it's time to really turn up the heat. Back in the red zone, you know what time it is. Pure dominance. To no surprise here, they're going to take a shot on 3rd and 10. Hanging back deep very patiently, and on cue, this ball comes my way. I come down with the pick, spinning my way out of traffic, going upfield, getting into the end zone. I'm completely drained. I gave my all on this play. We practically played a flawless first half. Now here in the second, trying to do more of the same here on 1st and 10, making the easiest catch touchdown of my life. These safeties didn't even try. Today, this game right here is a statement game, not only for the country, but for us personally. This is the standard we want to play at every single game against anybody. This level of play, execution, consistency, and pure dominance is what we want to be every single game on a week-to-week basis. In practice games, it does not matter. Believe it or not, we got man coverage here on 3rd and 5, but I'm not worried about my guy whatsoever. I've studied this formation down to a T, and on cue, this ball is in my hands, making my way towards the middle of the field into the end zone, letting Buckeye Buckeye Nation know is up for the rest of the season. The last snap I was playing this game, up 35-0 here in the fourth quarter, and they're going to take a shot on my side of the field, my dream ending, coming down my third pick of the game, sending Penn State home with a demoralizing L, walking out of here in beautiful fashion. In what seems like our first road game in a while, we got Purdue today, and somehow we jumped back from number 1 to number 2 in the nation, which is odd. Coming in motion here on 3rd and goal, lined up on this trip stack formation on the right side of the field. You already know what it is. It's like clockwork at this point. Not a damn thing nobody can do about it. Haven't even been here a full year yet, and just over halfway through this season, we're already setting school records, the most receiving touchdowns in a single season. Over here on the defensive side of the ball on first down and some man coverage, and this quarterback decides to go at me on their first offensive play. Is he crazy? Picking up the interception, he can't be in his right mind. And now 1st and 10 for our offense. I'm usually not on the field when we're in this formation, and watching this from the sideline, it was almost like everything played out in slow motion. Not only did my boy Stover make this catch, but he takes this one all the way to the crib. We go up 21-7. That play was insane. Now 1st and 10 for Purdue, and their offense, not gonna lie, this receiver ran a filthy route, had my dog lost in the middle of the field. They pick up the first down, but we do come down and secure the tackle. The only receivers that need to be making those type of plays today is me and my guys. I make this catch on the Purdue logo and then proceed to get freaky after the catch. And what's understood does not have to be explained at this point. Are y'all getting tired of watching this? 4th and goal, we ain't kicking no field goals. Call on 5. Well, down here on the 2-yard line, they make the grave mistake of throwing this ball. I run this route for the receiver, picking up this interception, making my way out of the end zone. Boy, this quarterback did everything he could to keep me from taking this one back, knocking me out of bounds after an already impressive return. It's 2nd and inches, and the second I see Burke sit down on this route, I see nothing but a pick six. Carr threw this ball so quick, so hard, it was impossible to get there in time, but you're gonna make that catch, I'm gonna make you pay for it. We're trying to get the starters off the field early today. Already up 3 scores here in the 3rd quarter on 1st and 10, making this catch, exposing this defense, rocking these boys to sleep. We go up another score. 4th quarter action down here on the 4-yard line. They're trying to make their way into the end zone, but my boy Berg has something to say about that, picking up an interception. I'm pissed he didn't try to take this into the crib. He could have ran that one back. We're headed into that final big stretch. The last few games of the season, the level of execution, focus, and dedication to this team and our success is on a whole nother level. But plays like this are the complete opposite of that. A huge miscommunication between me and my quarterback results in a turnover early in this game. And that sets up Illinois to make their way down the field here early in the 2nd quarter, getting into the end zone, putting points on the board first. In the last few games, we've started like this, letting the other team score first and not executing early. We usually go down to the wire, but doing that with a 4-5 team is not an option today. And I've been through this at the University of Florida. Start out hot the first 8-9 games, balling out, and towards that home stretch we fall apart and crumble. I'm doing everything I can and not let history repeat itself. But at the end of the day, we're human, we're just football players. We can't be perfect, but I have to do the impossible and be just that on both sides of the ball. Perfect. And back here in this same position at the end of the 2nd quarter, Illinois is knocking at our front door, and they're going to pick up a touchdown and walk into the 2nd half with the lead. First time all season in the locker room before we came back out, I was completely dead quiet because I know what I got to do. I got to come out here and not only lead with my words, but I got to lead with my play. Example, making this catch towards the sideline, walking into the end zone for a touchdown. Let's get it. Up 1 score here late in the 4th quarter, now with an opportunity to capitalize, and I make this catch with my head around and see a baby completely flipping this boy on his back. You wasn't stopping me getting to the end zone. Touchdown. Only 30 seconds left in this game, but a quick score on the onside kick can completely change the odds of this game. But knowing where they want to go with the football, I'm guarding the #1 receiver, picking up the interception in the end zone, putting this game away. We escape Illinois. And with that play in this moment, there was no better way to set the new NCAA all-time single season interception record than right here on this day. Lined up here on 1st and 10, our first offensive possession of this game against Indiana. This little corner stood no chance, making this catch, taking off this secondary, could not keep up with my speed. First touchdown of the game. What's the goal today? To completely torture, absolutely decimate this Hoosier secondary. And on film, this is the weakest part of their team. We're going to expose that to the fullest. And on the offensive side, they got a few weapons back there, but we have plenty. And I'm the biggest and the baddest on the field at all times. 3rd and 5 lined up in our favorite formation. This trips on the right side of the field. And at this point, I'm just absolutely trolling this secondary, walking my way in, trotting my way into the end zone for another touchdown in the 1st half. Very rarely do I gotta come from my side of the field or go out of my way to make a play on the ball, but here this running back was about to take off. I had to come down and lay the wood. My assignment here on this play is a deep 3rd zone, but as expected, they go underneath trying to pick up a quick 1st down, and if I would have jumped this route instead of second guessing myself, this would have been a crazy pick to look back on. I knew at some point they would take a shot, especially being down 3 scores just before the 2nd half, and on cue 3rd and 6, I caught this ball in stride like I was the receiver and I'm trying to take this one back, cutting the field back and everything, trying to get into the end zone with this one. There's no way they come out of the second half with the same defensive scheme. Man coverage against me, one of the top receivers, if not the #1 receiver in all of college football, wide open once again, picking up another touchdown before the second half. And that's right, you heard me correctly. Even though I'm technically wide receiver 3 on this team, name a receiver in the country right now that's balling better than me, that's putting up better numbers than me. There's not one. And that's just crazy. Coming into this season, I didn't think I would have that same role or the same impact, nowhere near what I'm having now. I'm having a better season than I ever did at Florida out of the first 2 years I was there. As we should be, we're currently ranked the #1 team in the Big Ten East, but more importantly, the #1 team in all of college football currently. JJ McCarthy has wasted no time getting his team into the red zone, but I'm going to remain poised, baiting up this route the best I can, picking up the interception on the 1-yard line, taking it back to the crib for the first score of the game. Huge pick six. On the road against Michigan, a packed out crowd. Yeah, I got to set the tone. Pick sixes, big hits, whatever it takes. We got to win this game. I got to play a perfect football game, but there's nothing perfect about giving up not only a first down, but a touchdown over the shoulder pretty much on my head here on 3rd and 5. Usually a huge mistake like that early on in the game, especially one of this magnitude, would piss me off to the fullest, but that mentality won't get us a dub. I got to remain focused. At this point, I'm just lurking, waiting for my opportunity to make up for my mistake. I didn't think I would get it here on 2nd and 10. The second I see him developing this out route, I knew what time it was. I got the makeup speed of prime time Deion Sanders himself. Give me that interception. And I thought Michigan's defense would be way more disciplined than this. You don't have an assigned man to keep me from taking the top off of your defense. That's a win-win for me every time. I already had the single season school record, but the NCAA single season record for the most receiving touchdowns in a single season, tap my name on that. Coming toward the end of the 3rd quarter, it seems like we're starting to run away with this game, but we got one more quarter left, and I would not count out Michigan. They pick up a huge play with a 15-yard catch and run from their star running back, Blake Corum. And to kick out the 4th quarter, 2nd and goal, 5 receivers split wide, empty gun look for McCarthy. He's going to take advantage of the mismatch, got a man wide open underneath. They pick up a touchdown. And with more than enough time in this 4th quarter for us to lose this game, I'm telling my quarterback, put the ball in my hands. Big plays have to be made now. And to my surprise, on 3rd and 1 in the red zone, it's not me picking up the touchdown where I specialize. It's my dog Abuka to extend our lead. And with under a minute left here on 3rd and 10, down here in the red zone, Michigan's going to execute a great play getting into the end zone. I made my way across to make this tackle, but it wasn't enough. 30 seconds left on the clock, 80+ yards to travel with only 2 timeouts. JJ McCarthy is going to make the biggest mistake of his career and target the #1 player in the country. You test me, I'm going to make you pay. We survived Michigan. Coming away with the game-sealing interception and a nail-biter on the road versus our rival is hands down one of the biggest accomplishments of my career, but our ultimate goal is just in sights. One game away, just one, from that national championship I've been in pursuit of for the last 3 years, and the goal of today is to beat these Badgers. And to kick things off early in the 1st quarter here on 2nd and 8, making my way in the open space, catching this ball, getting into the end zone, untouched, 30+ yard scamper. I couldn't care less about the personal achievements right now, but they wouldn't let it go unnoticed. The most receptions in a single season by Ohio State receiver. I now hold that record as well. On the 1-yard line, we show little to no resistance. The Badgers put their first points on the board with ease. But on this defense, we have no problem making our way up the field, getting to the end zone, especially since they don't want to put their #1 corner on the #1 player on this team and in the country. Now all we need is a big play on defense to really set this game off, and that's exactly what we're going to get here on 1st and 10. The second I see this receiver sent down, you know what time it is. I know, we all know. Catch, run, pick six. That's the type of play we needed on the defensive end to make our presence felt, but this Wisconsin team isn't 10-2 for nothing. They pick up another touchdown, making this a 1-score game. From the jump, I already knew the only way we walk out of here victorious is by applying an ungodly amount of pressure on a defense that's going to bend, break, or fold at any moment. And if anybody's going to do it, it's going to be me, all the way to the crib for an 80+ yard touchdown. What I said earlier this season about picking up on tendencies, Mordecai and his receivers on this 10-yard curl is like clockwork. I get downhill, catching this one in stride like I ran the route, going into the end zone for my 2nd pick six just this game. I came on straight business. We continue throughout this entire game so far to keep the one up on Wisconsin, but they can and will respond at any given time. We got to eliminate those opportunities. But as expected, down here in the red zone, the 10-yard curl, are y'all crazy? Picking up my 3rd interception. I don't care what kind of angle or yardage advantage that Mordecai has on me. This one going back to the crib, my 3rd pick six in this game alone. I've been an SEC champion a few times in my career, but this one right here, Kings of the Big Ten, it means so much more, especially with what's coming up next. Not one, not two, but 3 consecutive Heisman trophies at 2 different universities. Is it any argument that I'm the greatest of all time? National championship game against number 2 ranked North Carolina, and they come out here out the gate and try me over the top. It's going to be a long day for Drake May if this is his game plan. And on the very next play, 2nd and 10, he's going to try me for the 2nd consecutive play. I'm not mad at him. I baited this right up to perfection, but come on, man. Do y'all not watch film? Give me that pick. And my 23rd pick of the season will shatter the Ohio State school record for the most interceptions in a career. I did that in just 1 season. Now it's time to cook over here on the offensive end, and this ball should have easily been intercepted, but I guess I just wanted it more. And the run after the catch is insane. All the way to the crib. I'm a dog right now. But best believe all the playmakers came out here to shine today. McCord got my boy Buka over the top for a huge catch and run. I'm stride for stride with my dog, getting into the end zone. We go up 2 scores in the first quarter. 3rd and 12, potentially having another opportunity to make a big play, maybe even get this one into the end zone, but instead I miss out on a perfectly thrown ball right at me. This receiver makes his way up the field. I just gave up one of the biggest plays of the game so far. Man, I can hit NFL scouts now. He's a great player, but he's just prone to making mistakes. And you know what else I'm prone to? Getting my get back, picking up another touchdown. We continue to dominate, up another 2 scores. Never in my days did I think I would see Drake May scrambling out the pocket, trying to make his way to pick up this first down. Boy, I'm on his head like crazy, rocking him. You better stay in that pocket, Drake. As a whole, our secondary has been solid for a majority of the season, but here on 2nd and 5, my guys on the left side is going to slip up, giving up a huge touchdown. Taking our foot off the gas, letting this lead slip is completely out of the question. A huge hole in the middle of the field, and of course, I'm going to take advantage of a gaping hole every single time. I love those. To the end zone, untouched down the middle, big time play. Here on 3rd and 3, I got a deep zone. Both outside receivers sit down, but the inside man runs right at me. I'm sitting here patiently in my strafe, getting back in position, picking up another interception on the day. A huge, big time play. Essentially the last game of my college career. Getting back into a full sprint here on 1st and 10, picking up yet another interception, and also the nastiest return probably of my entire career. A lion-hearted performance from myself. I dominated. A national championship, Heisman Trophy. I've done it all here at the collegiate level in multiple conferences for multiple schools. And at this point, do I enter the league or do I stay for one more year to terrorize college football?